Lewis.
Yes.
How are you?
Happy.
Got to lock the door. What's up, Lewis?
Still here.
How's life treating you there? Dying yet?
I mean, when aren't I?
I mean, do you often die? Like, what's going on?
I mean, if we're really talking biologically, we're all slowly dying.
We are slowly dying. That is true. We are slowly
But this
dying.
is not the time or podcast to listen to that.
Well, I mean, like, we can make it like a very melodramatic kind of podcast and just down everybody and make them all depressed. Would you like that?
I feel like that's what I was going for. Like,
Just a depression.
was I too chipper the last few episodes? I can cut it down.
Too chipper.
Was I too hopeful? Was I the Superman of this podcast? I can go all the way down to emo Batman level.
To like the Martha level kind of thing.
Oh God, no! That Batman had no self-respect. Good Batman. No
Well, that was the whole point of that Batman. I'm just saying.
I love it how it went from like you were actually a good Batman. Your lines were just probably the cringiest thing you could have said.
Uh-huh.
Then on Justice League, you were like, oh, what happened to the other Batman that you were, acting? This is a brand new Batman that you're bringing, a whole new Batman energy you're bringing into it.
See, I think that
like if you look at both like movies, he's playing different Batman.
Well, it's supposed to be okay.
I get the change in the psychology of it all. I just don't like how quickly it happened. I feel like if there was a movie in between showing his like degradation towards like being a suicidal Batman, like okay,
right.
But like we got like A, B, done.
Well, that's what I'll tell you is that it's supposed to be like that though.
Yeah, that's why I don't kind of like movie formats.
I'm not gonna go. Okay, I went through this with George before. Okay, I'm for. I've always been for the Snyder Cut. Just saying.
And I didn't care.
I know you didn't. Anyways,
my stance till this day is I don't care. Give me another movie. I win.
Anyways, what's up, everyone? So that was a long intro there because of how Lewis doesn't like Batman and Snyder Cut. How is everyone doing this Sunday evening? How's everything, Lewis? And Lewis in Florida is dying. Florida's dying. You see, Florida's dying.
I'm the equivalent of a cockroach. I can't die.
At this point, I feel like I should be wearing a mask right now just so I don't get that COVID is just like transcending through the digital space and just like killing.
So you sure you don't want me to do this intro in Spanish?
Oh, okay.
I can really jazz it up.
Okay. So go ahead and do your intro in Spanish. I'm gonna go shut up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to screw it up. Y bienvenidos a We Got Issues, episodio 5. La industria de los superhéroes salvado. Como siempre, yo soy Luis y siempre con mi capitán, el Tim, donde nosotros seguimos trabajando duro cuando tú te puedes seguir siendo vago. After you, Tim.
Sounds good. You know, the funny thing is, in the 3 years...
I was going for Don Francisco.
Like I lived in Miami. I lived in Miami for 3 years. I literally did not learn any Spanish whatsoever, except for what's being said all the time in the store when something bad happens.
You're welcome.
Coño.
Hacer. No lo va a creer.
That's like the main thing that I've learned. It's like the most horrible word. Anyways, what is up, everyone? That's the
And
That's the
not
Spanish
anymore.
intro that Lewis did for We Got Issues. Today is season 3, episode 5. Is the comic book industry saved?
Funny enough, that's literally what I said in Spanish.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right. Then.
Episode 5. Comic superhero books industry saved.
You know, every time you talk in Spanish and Spanish, you talk comic books in Spanish, I always look for Superman.
No, superhero.
Superhero.
Well, there's no real like word in comic books. Like there's no like you would have to say superhero book for them to understand that it's a comic book. Even though, you know, not all comic books are about superheroes, but it's most commonly known for it.
So today we're going to talk about, like what Lewis said, is the comic book industry saved? And we're going to get to why that's the topic and why that is what we're going to be talking about today. But first,
saved or slightly more convenient.
Yeah. But before we move forward, as you guys know, the very beginning of the show, we always do some selfless or self-loading or whatever you want to call it. Selfish or however you want to put it. Advertising. So as you guys know, our exclusive cover for Seven Secrets is out it's out now. We released it over the week on Monday. I'm gonna give you guys a quick screen share and what it looks like. Where is it? There it is. This is the Seven Secrets book that we have. This is the dress variant in there for Tony Skeplik, and then this is the Virgin variant cover right there. So that's basically Jasper and Amon, that's basically the name. And I did get a quick read a little bit of Secret 7. It's actually a really good book. Again, we're gonna get in touch with that too as well, but go on our website, comiccorpromotions.com. You can definitely order your bundle today. Tomorrow we're gonna break down the bundles that we have for that specific exclusive variant cover. There are some other variant covers out there too as well. You are more than welcome to check them out too as well. I believe we featured it on our social media. I might be a little bit biased, but our cover, our cover kicks ass. I'm just saying. It's very colorful and vibrant. So that's about it. Yeah, we have that coming up. And then today too as well. We are I just want to let everyone know too as well that we still have, hold on. This one right here. This is the X Factor #1 Scott Williams exclusive variant cover. We have that on our website too as well, comicscorepromotions.com. What's going to happen is that tomorrow our website will be formatted so that you can see both of these covers and you can click on these. You can click on them just like a quick search kind of thing, so you don't have to like search for it or whatnot. So these two variant covers, exclusive variant covers, are now available to comicscorepromotions.com for everyone in Spotify right now. comicscorepromotions.com, just go head over there now. So now that is all gone and done with, let's start with a warm-up, Lewis. Let's start with DC again. Let's start with DC again because DC. So I sent this over to you, Lewis, as former as a former brick and mortar store. We used to have a brick and mortar. As a former brick and mortar store, DC is changing their FOC cutoff to Sunday nights to sometimes Thursday. So
depending on long weekends.
It's like depending on how they feel. It's like it's the weirdest thing.
So the thing for the Thursday, though, it makes, to me, that sounds way more confusing to just keep it on Sunday. If you're gonna do it on Sunday, keep it on Sunday.
Right.
But for some reason, someone had the big brain, small brain idea.
Right.
On long 3-day weekends, like if
Right.
there's a weekend, no, if there's a holiday on a Monday,
Right.
it will be on Thursdays. And if you read the last couple of sentences there, it says
Right there.
it's
Yeah.
so that international orders won't be confused because they do not know when American holidays are.
See, here's the thing.
So
Yeah.
with that very same logic, if they
Right.
don't know when those holidays are, how would they know which Thursdays to do them in?
Completely fine. So here's the thing. Okay. We've been very transparent about how we operate and all that stuff. Okay.
Some say I'm too honest.
When we had a brick and mortar, it's always been Thursday. Well, actually, it's 11:59 a.m. Friday. Well, 4:59 a.m. Friday.
Can you
It's always
imagine if
like
it was an 11:58 just to mess with you for some odd reason?
So it's always 4:59 a.m. on a Friday because essentially that's the last. That's it. They always do it on the last Friday of the month.
It's the last business day
Business
of the
day.
week.
You're correct. It's the last business day. Okay, but I never had any issues with it. I didn't think anyone had any issues with it too as well, and I don't know why they're doing this now. I don't know why they're trying to cater to, like how. Why are they trying to cater? Well, why are they doing it now? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like I understand.
Yeah, but
I understand
right-
change, and the change is nice. But the thing is, why are you doing it now?
So
You know what I
let's
mean?
leave the Thursday out of it because I literally had to do advanced mathematics in my brain to figure out and make the logic. I had to go talk to a philosophy professor and making sense. Like, if people don't know when American holidays are, how would you know when that's the week Thursday?
Right.
And my brain was like, in Yu-Gi-Oh, when you lose, they shatter your mind.
But it never really mattered. That's the thing.
But
I mean,
like, let's just leave that aside. Like I was originally saying.
because you know what's gonna happen now, right, Lewis? Diamond does that at 4:59 a.m. Friday. So now,
But it's no longer Diamond. That's the thing.
I know it's no longer Diamond, but the thing is now we have to adjust and be like, okay, DC is due Sunday. Oh, Diamond is due Friday. Why not just be unified with Diamond and just be like, hey,
It
4:59.
might not have been a DC decision and more of a distributor decision.
I guess.
And DC is just taking like, we're just letting you know this is what's happening. Because what they explained in the article
right
was it is easier for us, which probably means easier for the distributors if we did all the orders on Sundays.
Right.
I don't understand why, if there's a holiday on Monday,
right,
would it be easier for them to take orders on a Thursday?
Right.
Regardless, this is 2 months ahead of time.
Right.
Why does it matter if it's Thursday on a Monday weekend?
I think what it was, we do reorders, right? If we reorder things on a Monday on Diamond, they don't process it until Friday. So we don't end up getting it again. We don't actually end up receiving it until the following Tuesday, right? I think what they're doing is that by doing a final order cutoff on Sunday, and if you do any reorder before Sunday, you'll receive it on the Monday or Tuesday. Does that make sense? Like you receive it on the day of.
So they're trying to change the dates. So theoretically, they would have more business days, one extra business days to respond. Versus Diamond has 4. Now the DC distributors have 5 business days to deal with it.
Yeah, if it's the way that you describe it is a lot better than the way I describe it.
Who? What?
I said the way that you explained it is a lot better than the way I explained it.
I shut off my brain. What did I say?
You just said it. You literally just did the whole Will Ferrell and just kind of shut off and be like, what happened?
Like that's 90% of who I am. I start making a lot. You know the problem with me? I start making a lot of sense when I just stop thinking. My own brain works against me.
You had like a whole epiphany kind of thing and like an enlightenment, and then you're like, you're right, Lewis. What happened?
What?
What?
Man, are you high? No, I never took drugs in my entire life.
So, I mean, I think that you are right. If they are trying to gain an extra day to make it a 5-day, to make it a 5-day instead of a 4-day or 3.5-day weekend, weekday. I mean, working days. It makes more sense.
But this is where the lunacy of Thursday kicks in. If there is a holiday on Monday, they will lose 2 business days.
That's true. And usually some holidays actually fall on a Monday. Because
out of American, like, and any orders coming out of America, which they just admitted that they wouldn't know when American holidays are, would be better for them.
Mm-hmm.
So they would lose 2 extra days or an entire week's order on trying to figure out why wasn't their like Sunday order accepted. Right. And then they're giving like, oh, it was about you were supposed to do this order on Thursday. Right. It's like, why? Because last Monday we had a 3-day weekend. Yeah. And you were just supposed to know. It's like, we don't know your American holidays.
Do you think, okay, for some reason,
just reread that last paragraph.
Do you think like if we choose like a European city like France,
they would 100% know our holidays. We will not know a single holiday for them.
Can you imagine like if you have a comic book store in France and you're trying to make orders, they're just like, sacre bleu, them Americans again and their holidays Monday. Like, why?
No. This is how a Frenchman would react.
They're just gonna light up a cigarette. So stupid.
The sons of a bitch.
And then like the background's all black and white.
And then he's just drinking coffee.
All right, well,
yo, Bob, did you had your order done by Thursday? How did you not know? I didn't. Well, I know every American holiday.
Well, I mean, that's just a warm topic because that's something that as a consumer you guys should actually know about when you guys are going to be ordering for DC from now on, since there's 2 distribution companies for DC now, which is Lunar and USC, right? So I don't know how complicated that is to some retailers, but for us it's not really that complicated. It's very much of an inconvenience because now we have to.
The problem is that everybody in America has to look at their calendar and it's like, oh no, I don't even know I don't even know half our holidays.
Yeah, it just becomes it just becomes really an inconvenience.
It's a weird disclaimer, and I hope they have the common decency and common sense to send out an email of showing like these are the dates and that have Monday weekends. Please do the Thursday order of this week.
Right.
And if they don't do that once a year, this is gonna be the best shit show I've ever seen. And second, I hope it's a really big book. So that they understand the magnitude of how hard that big small brain like plan was like screwed them.
Well, speaking of big books, the next topic that we have is what we talked about like a couple of weeks ago. Tom King is actually going to be doing a Watchmen book. Not exactly a Watchmen book. It's not exactly a Watchmen book.
A murder mystery.
It's a murder mystery book, but it's going to be about Rorschach.
So disguised as a superhero book.
So essentially, Now, here's my problem. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about what my problem about it is, but let's talk about like
No, no, no,
how.
no, 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 no. Let's get into the controversy.
No,
We need
no,
the
not yet.
tea. We need
No,
the
no, not
tea.
yet. No, not yet. Stop with your sweet tea. Not yet. Okay, not yet. Let's
It
talk
doesn't
about
have to be
first.
sweet. I can be sound.
Let's talk about first how this is actually a not bad idea. I mean, a lot of people Rorschach is basically one of the popular characters in Watchmen and whatnot, and everybody loved Rorschach.
I think we love
Personal,
more the actor than the actual character at that point.
yeah. I mean, like I love Rorschach too as well, but not as much as Doctor Manhattan. I appreciated Doctor Manhattan because of the
The actor.
complexity, the complexity that he has to deal with, and the way that he speaks. Because he doesn't speak in real time. He doesn't speaks in right now time, but he speaks in real time in every single time. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, he's in a simple word, omnipotent.
yeah, so in order to like explain what's so basically to put it shorter, um Dr. Manhattan sees everything from past, present, and what's to be, not the future, but what can happen, right? That's basically the way he sees things, and the way he explains things to you, and the way he talks to you is essentially by explaining what's happening in all times that he is present in, which is past, present, and what's to come. So
And
that's,
for all that we're not aware, he has made parallel realities with him in it and choosing different choices,
yeah, with
which is
different
kind of
choices.
fun.
Yeah.
He
By the
knows
way,
different outcomes.
have you see this part right here? When I
Yeah,
found out
with the
when I
knot.
yeah with the knot, when I found out about Tom King doing a Watchmen and Rorschach kind of book, I looked up this right here, the Gordian knot. Have you looked at the story of the Gordian knot?
Funny enough, I know a lot about Alexander the Great.
Uh-huh.
Didn't know about the locksmith knot.
So okay, so the okay, I'll explain it to you. Okay, I'll
Yeah, no,
explain.
it's a famous knot that no one could figure out how to like untie, and then Alexander the Great cheated by cutting it in half.
So that's basically, long story short. He's like, well, because
I'm hitting you with the layman's explanation of what it is.
the philosophy behind that knot is essentially that yes, you cannot fix. There's some things that you can't fix, but the philosophy is that there's some people who actually thinks of ways outside of the way that you think, and those are the people that can actually progress society. And that's
Outside the box thinkers.
somewhat. I mean,
When
Alexander the Great wasn't really outside the box thinking. He was just like, well, fucking just cut it.
he was very in his formats like or ways of thinking is very simplicity over
Yeah.
complexity.
Okay.
And why it's like work smarter, not harder philosophy.
Okay, so tell me if this is okay. I was about to say something, but every time you begin a sentence, well, I'm about to say, it is okay. Okay, I was because you're Cuban and whatnot. So
And Dr. Manhattan.
I was gonna say, tell me if this is racist. Every time you begin something like that, it is already racist. Okay.
Depends.
Okay. Then why is this Tom King doing a Rorschach #1 a bad idea? Why is it a bad idea, in your opinion? To me, I think half, and I'll tell you why. But I want to know what you think. Why do you think it's a bad idea?
Ironically, I'm also at a half. I don't think it's a bad idea, but it's going back to the very same thing I keep saying about people that remake Watchmen without who was it again? Alan Moore? Help me out here.
Yeah, it's
Like
Alan Moore.
I'm forgetting every
Alan
Moore.
Yeah.
Without him and him never wanting to touch any of that work ever again, and technically not even allowed to anymore, people are never ever gonna like it. They're always gonna be super critical. And how can you write to the level of what I would like to call insanity that is Alan Moore?
It's
With
true.
the very logical perspectives that Tom King gives books.
Right. But here's the thing, though. What DC has been doing is that they're not touching the original. Does that make sense? They're kind of adding to it. So then
In
they're not
some
really
aspects, adding to something outside of the original script is changing the original script because you're adding extra to a character.
Well, I told you that before, and I told you that's what I have an issue with. What I have an issue is that the book itself was perfect. It was done, right? Watchmen was done. It's the fact that they keep adding into it that's just kind of like weird, right? It's like, why would you say that the book's not done yet? There's still some more that needs to be done. When Alan Moore himself said, I wrote it specifically to be done.
To have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Middle and end. That's it. This is all I have to say. Why do you have to add on to it, right?
So you can easily blame that on people that love the book kind of like you. It's like you support the book too much. DC sees that. So they believe as a business, you want more. We're going to give you more because it makes us more.
So you telling me this shit is my fault?
100%. Always. Why? Just buy the book once. Why are you buying the soft cover, the hardcover, the digital version? It's all your fault.
So the way I see is this, okay? The way I see it is this. It's kind of hard because I want to see what Tom King delivers. But you did say 2 weeks ago when we were talking about the rumor about Tom King doing another Watchmen, is that you're like, oh, whoever it is, it doesn't matter if it's the greatest writer ever conceived by two people, you will still not like it. And truthfully,
you can get Alan Moore to write the continuation.
I still wouldn't like it.
People wouldn't like it.
Yeah, because I'm like,
when you make an announcement to the world that this is my completed story, this is perfect in every way, you just can't come back from that and say, like, I have more for you. People will just discredit you and not even care. It won't do as good as the original, never be as good as the original. You're a one-hit wonder. So I get why Alan Moore doesn't even want to touch the book after saying that. If he never said that on record, he could have probably continued writing Watchmen till now. And people would be like, yeah, give us more.
I think you're right. Even if Alan Moore comes back, I'm not gonna like it. It's just that
it's kind of like how I feel about the Han Solo movie. You didn't need to explain the legend. The legend is what made that character cool. The book was cool because it was a completed masterpiece work from a mastercraft writer.
Oh yeah, and you're absolutely right, and I 100% agree with you. What I don't like is that what I don't like is that DC keeps saying that it's not a finished story. It's done.
Because they own it. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true too.
Ownership is very powerful.
Yeah, that's true. Like, but I am interested in what he has to bring and how this affects the Watchmen HBO series, because the Watchmen HBO series is supposed to be
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because the Watchmen HBO series is supposed to be directly after the book. And if this is also after the book, this has to take place in between the HBO series and the book. It has to be like an in-between story. It's a Han Solo movie. You know what I mean?
I feel like some series are less scrutinized because they're not comics. They're a different platform, and they have to use a whole different vision, whole new aesthetics, and all this. So it's kind of like giving you something different. But a continuation of a comic book from a comic book that you were very pleased with, it didn't need to be explained any further, and you added an explanation to it. I feel like it ruins the kind of like the mysticism of that work.
Right. I mean, like, I'm expecting big things about it. I expect a lot of revelations happening, and
the more you expect from it, which you are almost entitled to, as someone that loves it, you'll be very disappointed, because the more you expect, the less you'll get from it. The less you expect, the more you're not surprised you didn't get anything out of it.
Okay, and I can also say that's actually true, but that's also true when it comes to Batman versus Superman and Justice League. But anyways, that's another topic. Yeah, that's another.
And by the way, anybody who's interested, DC is opening up exclusive covers for Rorschach #1 and Batman #100. Get it now!
Should we do an exclusive for that?
I prefer Batman over Rorschach, to be honest. Batman just lends itself to way better covers.
No, the Rorschach #1. Should we do an exclusive for it?
I don't know. If you have something cool in mind, no, but like you can take a Batman cover and just really make something really great out of it.
I do have something in mind for it, but based on like how much DC and Marvel asked for their
and whatever your idea is, I would probably push for that one to be kind of like a lenticular where it just changes images. I feel like that one would be fun. Oh my
god. You know how many
whatever you were thinking, put a lenticular cover and it's just so
how much lenticular is gonna be out for that one fucking book? That one book!
3 times the cost.
Oh my god.
So good.
Anyways,
remember like Watchmen #1 was like the lenticular cover for Rorschach's face was amazing.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I like that.
I would show you, but it's in my car.
I still can't believe how my counterpart in Canada, how much they got it. They still have #1 right now. They still have some, dude. They still have some. But that's a lot of copies. Remember, they have the most copies in North America for it. But
and they still make a profit out of it.
No, they did make a profit out of it. But also, DC did reward them with something. Jeff Johns. So,
the gift that gave on giving.
The gift that gives on giving. So our next topic in here, where we're going to move on from this Rorschach thing. Tell us what you think about Tom King. But just to let everyone know too as well, the Rorschach #1, it's out in October, which will be on pre-order in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, not this week.
Stay tuned for maybe we'll do an exclusive cover.
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. We'll do. I have something else planned. You already know what it is. You can't say it. Shut up. We'll see.
If you magically find me on Twitter,
you have no social media. Shut up. There's no way. It's like you're just gonna have you're telling me you're gonna have a social media specifically for that post and then leave. It's stupid.
You know, that'd be a fun way. That'd be something super fun we can do. I can make at random interval times an account just to make one sneak peek post
just
that people have to magically find.
Just to tell people what I have planned. Like you're the guy who leaks all my plans and shit. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, but they have to work for it. And the only way that they will know about the random account that I made and what's the name under, they have to find me on Facebook. And for me to friend them on Facebook, they have to somehow find my Reddit account.
Well, there you go. So Lewis has plans for social media now, guys. So for everyone who keeps asking me, there's just plan. Okay, well, we're gonna move on from this, and we're gonna go with the next topic that we have is that NBC launches a new comic book publishing company with Grant Morrison and the help of Boom Studios. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up right now. I'm just gonna get rid of the Rorschach one and then put up the NBC news right here. So NBC Universal launches comic
Grant Morrison. He is one hot up and coming talent.
This man is amazing.
Up and coming.
up
just,
and coming.
Okay. You gotta keep an eye on him.
Yeah, just a guy in there.
You have to keep an eye on him. He's just up and coming.
So Grant Morrison.
You want to see him rock the world? Give him Swamp Thing, and he'll give you God.
So we have Grant Morrison. He's going to be helping out NBC Universal to actually start their own publishing company here, but not. They're going to go through Boom Studios. So just a quick recap on what we talked about indies last week, the rise of indie comics. This is just one of the news that we're going to talk about. There's one main one that also involves Boom Studios, but this is a big one for Boom Studios. essentially what this establishes that they have an established writer who is very much respected, and everybody loves his yearly Christmas book. I know George does. George loves it. It's called Klaus. So essentially, Grant Morrison is going to be helming this. He's going to be doing what kind of like a Jim Lee or Jeff Johns to oversee their company. But what this also means is that every every title that's going to be coming out from NBC, chances are it's going to be kind of like a Netflix when they took over some of the properties for IDW. It's going to be a guarantee a TV show or a movie, right? So essentially, again, this comes to what we were talking about a week ago, the rise of indie comics. Indie comics is going to be where it's at. I keep telling you guys this about a year and a half ago. Lewis has also agreed on this too, somewhat sometimes. But again, indies is where the big books are going to be coming from. Yes, you have your X-Men, and yes, you have your DC and your Marvel and all that stuff in there. But original content, grounded ones, are going to be in the indie comics. And like I said last week, Boom Studios is in the forefront of this. Okay. With that being said, how do you feel about Grant Morrison type books?
You mean the new hot up and coming Grant Morrison, the man who will change your life?
Well, let me put it this way, okay? Grant Morrison is so good that he said something on a podcast.
He can write a 3,000-page book about a turd not moving, not doing anything, and make it like the world around the turd is the most amazing thing ever possible, but it still focuses on a piece of shit.
So let me give everybody like a context of Grant Morrison, okay? Grant Morrison is so good. He's one of my favorite writers, but he said something on the podcast about 3-4 years ago with Kevin Smith when he had him on his podcast, on Smodcast.
I can't keep up with Kevin Smith. He's just on too many things.
Yeah. They were talking
universally loved.
Yeah, they were talking about The Killing Joke. And Grant Morrison's like, The Killing Joke is technically in the Batman timeline the very last Batman book ever created. And Kevin Smith goes, how so? Well, think about it. The last few panels of that book is essentially last few panels and pages. There's 2 of them. Essentially, the Joker told the flashlight story. Do you remember the flashlight story, Lewis?
No.
So the story goes. I'm just gonna say. Oh
yeah. No, I remember. No,
you remember now? Okay, so So for everyone listening,
I was like, flashlight. Oh, the man was holding the flashlight so the other guy can escape. And
exactly. So basically, for everybody who doesn't know the flashlight story in in The Killing Joke, the last joke that he's ever told Batman was there was a guy. There was 2 guys. Both of them. One of them has a flashlight, and they're trying to cross a bridge, but they can't see the bridge, right? So he told them, okay, why don't you shine the flashlight on the floor so I can see the bridge? And the guy goes, okay, no problem. He's like, okay, but you go first. The guy with no flashlight. He goes, I'm not going to go first. He's like, why not? He's like, well, when you shine the light on the bridge, and then I start walking, you're just gonna turn off the flashlight, and then I'm gonna fall. And Batman starts laughing and whatnot. But it also was raining that day. So what ended up happening was he grabbed him by his shirt collar, and then he lifted him up while he was laughing. And then the next 3 or 4 panels on that page was just like these ripples of the rain, and then you hear like a crack, and then there's no more ripples, and the shadow of Batman and Joker is gone. So essentially, Grant Morrison said he just killed the Joker. He just snapped his neck, right? By snapping the Joker's neck, he actually broke the loop of the Joker doing all this
endless rivalry.
Yeah. And then Batman catches him, goes to jail, escapes from jail, and then over and over, this one vicious circle is all done, right? He said he just broke that vicious circle. So essentially, that is the end. That's the very last Batman, and also he never got Bruce Wayne to laugh. He never got Batman to laugh, and he laughed. So technically,
there was there was just a lot of closure.
Yeah, there's a lot of closure and there's a lot of philosophical level. That same Grant Morrison that analyzed that and blew everyone's mind, even mine, because I never really got to that point. And then when they asked Alan Moore about it, he was so vague on answering. He answered without answering, because that's how he ends his books. In my opinion,
it's a weird way, like a lot of like artists do things. Like they make something, people read into it, they try to guess what the intentions were, and then all you get is like, that's a really great way of seeing it.
It's like, I like that too.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like, what? Give me an answer. Yes. It's like, yes to what?
I love your thoughts.
Yeah, I love your mind. It's like what? What is that supposed to mean?
Man, I wish I was that smart.
It's like, what is that supposed to mean? The skies are blue. It's like, what? Give me a right.
You and me should have dinner sometime and let's talk.
Give me a straightforward answer.
Are you sure you don't want to write the next book?
So essentially, that's the same Grant Morrison. So that Grant Morrison is going to be helming NBC's publishing company along with Boom Studios.
I hope.
This is
might
why
sound a little bit dark, but I hope Grant Morrison dies, never explaining anything.
So I mean, you mean Alan Moore?
Oh, sorry, Alan Moore. Yeah,
Alan Moore.
I just hope he just dies, leaves a journal. He lets people know that there's a journal existed, and he like buried it somewhere in Ireland.
It's not even like, it's
not even in the United States. It's just some random ass place, or in Soviet Russia.
Yeah.
Or somehow he got into North Korea. Dug a hole in North Korea. Put the journal in there. It's like, you want it? It's in North Korea.
Right.
How'd you even get in there?
So
Hi, Norland.
So it was at Norland. Just to let you know, same Grant Morrison. Okay, the same Grant Morrison whose Scottish accent is so thick. When he discussed things to Dan Mora about their yearly book Klaus, Dan Mora has no idea what's going on sometimes, and he just draws it, and it just turns out amazing. Okay, this man is just that. This man is just that good. Now, here's my thing on it though. Does this, and then including what we're going to be talking about after this, is this one of the beginnings that will save the comic book industry? Because you know how AT&T feels about AT&T and Disney feels about comic books nowadays. Some of them are converting to digital. Impact Theory with Neon
and
Future.
Your loathing of webtoons.
Yeah, they actually converted to webtoons now, right? So that means all the books. So that means all the books that was signed in our store on Steve Aoki's first ever signing, they became rare now, right? But that's not the point. The point is that this kind of move. Do you think that this is actually going to save prints in some comic book stores?
I think that I've had this conversation multiple times. I think that the physical comic book store book is going to be even more so a collectible than anything else. And I think it's really a big demise of DC and or Marvel, which are more in the traditional sense a physical book if they went all digital, because they're not very good at marketing. They don't know how to reach their own readers. Most of them are in limbo, and they have a very hard time trying to find new people.
Ooh, DC and Marvel?
DC and Marvel.
They don't know how to market?
Have you seen DC's marketing?
I mean, true.
It's awful.
I mean, I'll give you that.
I couldn't even stand the whole DC Metal trailer. All I did was like,
why do you hate that trailer so much?
I skipped 2 minutes ahead. You have
so much hate, and you have so much hate in that trailer. It's not even funny. Like you hate it.
You know that I hate things that have potential to be great, and then they ended up just doing something for no reason.
I will tell you this, okay? I will tell you this. Delgado, Geek Vice, could have done something better.
I feel like I could have done something better. Just give me a camcorder.
It's like I could have done something better than that. That was a piece of shit. Marilyn Manson? What the fuck?
Give me half the budget for that video, and I could probably get Marilyn Manson to do something.
The funny thing is this.
Marilyn Manson would have been perfect for commercializing that book.
This is the funny thing, though. What I found kind of weird and hilarious at the same time is that they used Marilyn Manson as a soundtrack to that trailer.
But they wouldn't get Marilyn Manson?
No, but Jim Lee, who is the sole editor of DC, is best friends with John Bronneman from System of a Down.
And second best friend to Marilyn Manson.
Like, why don't you just get System of a Down like music? That would sound much more amazing.
That would probably be too expensive, maybe. Not very.
It's John Bronneman. That's your best friend. Your best friend can just say yes, use it.
But I would
let me just put it.
But the thing is, I would actually want them there physically and in costumes.
Okay, but let me put it this way: you're best friends with one of the founding members of System of a Down. So much so that you put him physically in Detective Comics 1000. He was there. He was drawn in.
Man,
I mean, like,
re-looking at these guys, I don't know how they look like now, but they really do lend themselves out to be like in the metal series Batman uniform.
So, I mean, why don't you just use that? You were so, like, you guys are so best friends. I mean, like, you put him in the book. I mean, I'm not best friends with any artists or anything. I do know some artists, but if I ask them, like, yo, can you put me in the book? They go, fuck yourself, too. No, I want it to sell. If I put you in there, it's never going to sell. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
They'll bring up new Superman as a reason why you can't be in there.
I'm just saying, like, you could have used System of a Down. I would have loved that. Like, Chop Suey on that? Come on. Oh, right? Get on it, Lewis. Get on it. Do some edits.
I need to get Delgado on the line.
Like, can you just imagine the drum on it? You know, like, wake up.
Why don't you put on all the makeup? You don't even know the lyrics, man.
Well, I know the lyrics, but I'm not gonna. It's too fast for me. Like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Self-righteous suicide, bro?
Self-righteous suicide. That's amazing. That's still one of the most amazing lines ever.
Yeah.
Self-righteous suicide.
I cry when angels deserve to die.
There you go. American Idol, get on it. Get on it, Lewis.
Like, they could have made something amazing, and then they used Marilyn Manson song without actually getting Marilyn Manson. I feel like that's just a waste.
Just thinking about it right now, that sounds amazing. When angels deserve to die, and then, like, you see, like, the DC heroes actually go
just falling down like angels.
No, like, they're just like on a fucking, like, on a hill of bodies.
Why not just make luminescent light, and then you just see their bodies falling from the sky?
No, just like no. Okay, hear me out.
They already did that. The bodies,
like, all the bodies of, like, fucking the DC heroes, but, like, on the top. It's not even the Batman Who Laughs or the Robin King. It's the fucking B-Rex, the T-Rex Batman. Amazing.
I have to say, out of the new stuff that they're coming, that B-Rex, butthole T-Rex, is probably my favorite.
It is everyone's favorite. I'm telling you right now,
best, most metal thing ever.
I want to know how it happened. If there is a book of the origin story, sole origin story, like a 3 or 6 part issue of the B-Rex Batman.
I think that book's gonna be money. The first appearance of B-Rex.
I will. No, the first appearance is Death Metal #1, but I'm saying the origin story, right? The origin story, like a 3 or 6 part miniseries. I'll bet you, I'll have an exclusive for each and every one of those issues. We'll make money. We'll make big bank.
And watch that, the most touching and most heartfelt Batman was B-Rex.
So Nathaniel said they should get System of a Down to make a new song. That's true, man. They should make a new song. And he also said that the new song itself will definitely get everybody to buy 10 copies. You would buy 10 copies. I would buy 10 copies.
I would buy one. I don't have extra income anymore.
But then
Lewis is a poor boy.
But then they put Marilyn Manson. Now you're just like, I mean, sure.
So the thing about Marilyn Manson is it would have been great if they used the pageantry that Marilyn Manson puts in every one of his music videos. Like,
oh my god, they could have. No, I'm sorry to interrupt you. They could have just used the beautiful people too. Oh my god.
Beautiful people.
Oh my god, why are we making up all these amazing trailers and DC have never thought of this? Who is in charge of DC's marketing? I want to talk to you. What is wrong with you?
Honestly, I think it probably is someone in their 70s. That makes sense.
Guy.
It's like, who is the most hard metal freakish thing you can think of from early 2000s? Marilyn Manson. Just use whatever.
Like, okay. And then he's like, well, I gotta be hip. So
I would have
listened to new songs.
I would have preferred them using This Is Halloween from Marilyn Manson if they were going to use one of his songs.
Oh, that would be good too.
Da, 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 da.
Dude. Oh, or Smashing Pumpkins. Everlasting Gaze.
I can see it, but
that or
like
Eva Maria. Or Eva Maria. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, we can go on and on about like how DC just fucked
no, the problem is that they could have picked way better songs.
Yeah.
But they picked like an okay Marilyn Manson song.
By the way, just because you reminded me, I'm gonna download the Spotify "Beautiful People" now by Marilyn Manson. That thing's sick. Yeah. Anyways, okay. We can go on and on. We can go on and on how like DC fucked up. Okay, so let's get to a subtopic before we get to topic number 3. I know that's moving on to Boom Studios. We want to save that last topic, and I think you guys know what it is. But sorry, that is the last topic. Sorry, that was from last week's topic. So our final topic today is the most amazing news that have ever come out in the last 4 months of this pandemic, in this crazy world. Keanu Reeves has finally written a comic book. Like, and it's not even, and the best part of this is not
the myth, the legend.
Yeah, and the best part was it wasn't Bill and Ted. Thank God it wasn't Bill and Ted.
No, but that does lend itself out to be actually a good book.
Yeah, I saw it too. But it's not Bill and Ted. It was actually a serious writing, and he partnered up with a writer too as well. That is one of the best writers in the industry right now. So Keanu Reeves will write a book called Berserker. Okay, and hold and behold, is going to be with Boom Studios. I told you guys not to sleep on indie comics.
You know what Boom Studios should do for a trailer of this? You know the song of "Here Comes the Boom" by Nelly?
Yeah, that was nice too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be nicer. Beautiful People.
Why?
You just made me just like.
You just want this song to be just anywhere, like advertised by comics.
It's fucking Beautiful People everywhere.
Just put that, like, you would even be into it if it's like the third Wonder Woman movie. Beautiful People.
If it wasn't the Beautiful People,
trailer.
Yeah, if it wasn't Beautiful People, then I wouldn't want it at all. Sorry, guys. I just had to take off our names. Our name tag was still there. Okay, so Keanu Reeves will be writing a book called Berserker, and again from Boom Studios. And like I said before, for the past 2 weeks now, do not sleep on indie comics and do not sleep on Boom Studios. They have big things happening. They still, this is only October release. They still have November and December. They haven't even mentioned what they have plans on those yet. Okay, so
I feel like they have a really great lineup for the holidays.
that's true. Yeah, this is like the beginning already, right? So this is what's gonna happen. Okay, like Boom Studio said, they have announced a top secret must-read creator-owned series, and so far, it was James Tynion the Fourth, Win. That's one, and then the next one is Al Ewing's We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Okay, and then they have this. So, and they're not even done yet. They still have November and December. They're not done yet. Now, Keanu Reeves is going to be teaming up with Matt Kindle. Okay, this man is one of the most respected writers out there, and I think he has an Emmy. I think he has an Emmy somewhere. Not quite sure. I have to look that up. Do you know if he has an Emmy? Did you look that up, Lewis? If Matt Kindle had an Emmy?
Why am I that invested in Matt Kindle's Emmy-winning career?
Yeah. So here's what I will tell you too as well. So this is basically a good little bits of what the book's about. So the character is about 80,000 years old, half man, half god, right? And he's just, into violence. And then finally he found a way to feed his violent ways through American government, obviously. But there's more to that too as well. This one is basically the cover for Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks did the cover too as well. So they have all-star artists working on the covers. That's a little bit of an interior there too as well. And then bonus points, Lewis, if you know where this is from. Bonus points on you. Do you know where they got that from?
The Crow?
No.
The Darkness?
Come on, man. No.
Batman?
Nope.
Like, I just gave you three examples of where that actually could be from.
I don't know if any of our listeners or anyone watching right now would know, but that is Sad Keanu. Remember? When he got photographed eating a sandwich by himself, and people were like, oh, it's Sad Keanu.
Oh, yeah, but it was taken out of context. He was actually having just a normal day.
Yeah, he was having a normal day, but he just looked sad.
He was just eating a sandwich. It's like maybe he was probably just disappointed in the sandwich.
He's like, I asked for this. And he's so nice that he's eating it. He didn't even complain. That's how nice he is. You know what I mean?
It's like, I already used money for this. I'm going to eat it.
But yeah, that is from Sad Keanu.
He's probably like thinking like, I'm going to finish this, but I'm never going to go back. I can't go back there.
It's like, oh well, that's okay. I'll just eat it.
This cost me $9.99.
So, Keanu Reeves, man. Keanu Reeves. Nathaniel says, do an exclusive cover. I'll buy 3.
Buy 30 and then we'll talk.
He said, what was that answer that you said that most writers would say, Alan Moore would say without actually answering it? Alan Moore would say, I like your question. I like your question.
I would like that too.
I would like that too. Yeah, I would like that too. And then Norland's asking, are they the New Image Comics? Is Boom Studio a New Image Comics? Well, let me put it this way. Image Comics, if you...
Hey, can I hold you up right there?
Yeah. But
they wouldn't call Keanu Reeves up and coming, though. This place is so inconsistent.
He's already come.
He already came.
Ken already came. So essentially, this is pretty big. Between Grant Morrison taking over the new publishing for NBC with Boom Studios, and now you have Keanu in here.
I hope both of them do a collaboration, and then that book saves the world. Now they will be the Bill and Ted of the real world.
Here's the funny part. I'll just answer Nolan's question in there. Are they the New Image Comics? Here's what I will tell you. Okay, I'll answer your question before I move forward. Image Comics had this planned. They have it planned out. Rob Liefeld is the one who actually moved forward with it with Spawn, right? With Spawn movie. And by the way, this is not because I know stuff. I don't know stuff. Okay, this is just based on the documentary from the Rise and Fall of Image Comics done by Sci-Fi. This is something that they wanted to do, but Boom Studios is executing it in a way that is almost flawless. Like, it's so smooth. The only thing that I believe that they kind of rushed, and everybody knew this, is James Tynion's book Win was supposed to be released in November, and they released it in the summer in June. So technically the lineup would have been we only find them when they're dead, which is September. October would have been Keanu's book, and then Win would have been November, and then they still have December. So that means November is vacant for another book, and December is vacant. So Boom Studio is not even done. They're not even done yet, man. And
what I think that was is probably a contractual dispute.
You think so?
Maybe.
No. Actually, no. They went on record to saying that they did it because of the hype of James Tynion taking over for Batman.
So they were just more or less just pressured by it.
Kind of.
Like, they wanted to show this is what is up and coming soon. I'm giving them more crap than I should, but it's so good. But gift that keeps on giving.
But here's the funny part, though. Between Grant Morrison and Keanu's book, right? Whatever's coming out from Boom Studio is almost guaranteed going to be a movie, a TV series, or something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on Keanu alone.
Yeah, because Matt Kindle, I haven't seen his award, but he did a couple of shows. I forgot what it was. It's the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember. Essentially, Berserker is going to be guaranteed a TV or movie. Let's just be honest. It's Keanu's book. You already have the actor. You have the actor writing it. What hire Matt Damon?
You have the writer and the male lead.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do one, but with Matt Damon. It's like, no.
He did say in the article that he would be excited to actually play the role, or anybody else doing it.
He's gonna play it.
He would, but if there's someone that he thinks would be better for the role, he'd probably pick them.
Who? Okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna cast this.
Off the top of your head. The character in the book looks exactly like him. There's no one else that looks exactly like Keanu.
I feel that the artist couldn't resist.
No, I don't think so.
But if you were the artist and then you were working with Keanu Reeves on a book, would you not make the character look like Keanu Reeves?
Well, yeah, obviously.
It's like, yeah, I'm not a barbarian.
I'm not a barbarian, goddammit. But Keanu, this book right now, this is the hottest book that's being discussed. Can you imagine how much exclusive variants coming out from this book?
A lot. Plus,
a lot.
There's gonna be probably some reference to the Matrix 4.
And here's the thing. Okay, and here's the thing. You almost can tell based on the concept art that was given to us, the preview art. You already know what most people are gonna do exclusive on, and what's gonna look like. Right? You have to stand out somehow. Right?
And the way you stand out is what everybody else is gonna do and make a Matrix reference.
But do something. No. Do you know how much Matrix references there are going to be for the exclusive? How much John Wick? How much John Wick references, or Bill and Ted? Right? They're not gonna do.
They're just gonna make him what one person's probably gonna do is she's taking a phone call on the phone booth that look exactly like the Time Machine.
They're not gonna do any of they're not gonna do Point Break. Who's gonna do Point Break? Are you gonna do Bram Stoker's Dracula? No. They're gonna do the most recent thing that they can remember Keanu doing with a gun.
I 100% forgot that was Keanu in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, that was it.
God, That was actually a very good movie, and thank you for reminding me. I might actually watch it again.
See what I'm saying?
I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
So no one's gonna remember those. They're just gonna do like references. They're gonna do homages. They're gonna do references. Studio companies right now at this moment are getting phone calls from Boom Studio because you have exclusives going, oh, they want to use a reference from this movie that he did. You know how many references and exclusive covers that you're gonna get with Keanu holding a gun?
If they're allowing them.
Yeah,
which you would be a fool not to.
Yeah, you know how many people, if John Wick does, if they don't allow John Wick to do it, you know how many suits that this character will be wearing in exclusive covers with a gun.
Also, he would be technically working for the government, so in the book itself, he'd be probably wearing different suits.
It's like
it lends itself.
It's just gonna be a lot. It's just gonna be chaotic. That's in my thing. Norland says, and the Matrix is picking up heat. I wouldn't doubt that they make his book into a movie. Yeah. No, again, it's not gonna be a doubt. They're gonna make it a movie. That's why there's gonna be a lot of variant covers out there, capitalizing on it. So
because if you're a fool if you don't.
But here's what's gonna happen too as well. Okay, just to let everybody know, this is what's gonna happen too as well. This book will be very low print. Okay, why is it going to be low print? Hear me out. Because the amount of exclusive variants out there, they don't need to print it with their own money, right? Boom doesn't need to spend their money to print these prints.
They're just hoping that people buy like 10,000 exclusive covers and
they're just going to
so forth and so forth.
Yeah, it's going to be exclusive.
So that the cost won't go to them.
Yeah, there's gonna be exclusives after exclusives after exclusives. That's the thing, right? So why would they have to
take a loss?
Yeah, take a loss on some stuff that people would not order, where they can just rely on exclusives when people are ordering it like thousands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So why take a loss on an easy win?
So here's what I will tell you. I know for a fact that the people listening and the people watching, you guys are going to be getting the exclusive. I'm going to get the exclusives, right? If anyone has an exclusive, I want to get them. Okay. So if X store has an exclusive, I want to get the exclusive. If this store has it, I want to get the exclusive. Okay. Don't get ahead of yourself because of what I just said. I know what you guys are thinking right now. It's like Tim's going to have an exclusive. I like what Lewis said with that comment, with Nathaniel's comment. I like your question.
I like your answer.
I like your question. But if you're gonna buy an exclusive, the way I look at it is this: it has to be distinct and it has to separate from the crowd. Does that make sense? Like, if somebody does if somebody does a Keanu Reeves like that, but with a trench coat, and then 20
you really gotta hit them with like where it kind of matters in the emotional aspect.
Yeah, and like 20 other exclusive has a trench coat. I mean, like, yeah, Matrix reference.
You can even do a really fun one where he's holding a bow staff, fighting a bunch of dudes all around him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. People are gonna do that.
Yeah,
and then what's gonna happen? And then what's gonna happen is this: they're gonna be thinking, oh, you know what? Everyone's gonna do a John Wick reference. Let's pick a scene in John Wick, so it doesn't look like we're copying everyone else with Keanu in the suit. It's still John Wick. Okay, it's still John
Wick. And at the end of the day, the most rare and most expensive one would be the one dude that decided Bram Stoker's Dracula.
If you can do Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Where he's where Berserker is literally sitting down on the table in Dracula's castle, eating a meal and drinking blood wine.
I'll tell you this right now: if you're a comic book store watching this and you do a Bram Stoker's Dracula, I will buy 20. I will buy 20.
And then you just see a speech bubble on the background, just like, "How's your meal?"
Oh, Nathaniel got another question here. Question is, what do we get to get him?
What do we
What
gotta
we gotta do? What we gotta do to get him to do a CGC signature? That's a good question.
donate $10,000 to his given charity?
Maybe. I don't know. It's a good question.
Buy 3 of his motorcycles from his company.
He does have one company.
Yeah. They look nice too.
But the thing is, like,
Nathaniel, you've always been Nathaniel. We can't change it to Nate now.
but here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Here's what I will tell you guys. There is going to be 1.5 billion variant covers for this book. You can either go and buy the variant covers based on your favorite artists. You can do that. Most people do that. Okay.
I always do.
Yeah. You can just, stay loyal to like an Alex Ross, to a Mark Brooks, Dan Mora and whatnot. That's cool. That's cool. The Jim Lee. You can stay loyal to those. That's fine. But the only thing that I can tell you guys is that if you're gonna buy an exclusive cover for this book, it has to be a very unique cover, which is going to be very, very hard to find because people are gonna do homages. You know that, Lewis. You know that for a fact.
Yeah,
like,
or you can make him do a standoff against John Wick.
Like let's say, let me ask you this. How many John Wick references or suits, variant covers will there be?
To be honest, I'm more impressed that we don't see like his car everywhere.
But like, no, let me ask you this though. How many variant covers are there going to be with him just wearing a suit? Because they can't say John Wick, right? Because that's copyright.
At least 3.
No, I say more. That's the most recent Keanu. Okay, that's the most recent one. That's what people remember him.
But I think there's gonna be at least 3 because there's always gonna be like one person's like, I don't care about like John Wick Keanu. I care about Neo Keanu.
Yeah. So now, how many Neo Keanu will there be now?
I would be impressed if there's not a lot of Morpheuses everywhere.
This is the way I look at it. Okay. I'm gonna start numbering like the most covers gonna be made, the five most used. Okay, 5 most used Keanu Reeves
references
in this cover, references in this cover or concept art. John Wick is one. Matrix is another. And then number 3, you gotta have to the last 3 you gotta have to search. But people are gonna be like, but you gotta think, oh, how can I be unique? You know what they're gonna do? Point Break, Keanu, Point Break, and they're gonna be like, okay, well, let's be more unique than all those. Let's not have a gun. Fantastic. 47 Ronin. They're gonna have a samurai there.
Ironically, I didn't think it was a great movie, but I did really enjoy it.
Yeah, they're gonna have 47 Ronin because they're gonna be unique, right? Because the guy, like, they have to separate themselves.
And what he explained in the book, he has lived for 80,000 years, so it's very doable.
Yeah, so that they're gonna say 47 Ronin, and then they're gonna be like, okay, let's cater to the Generation X's. Let's put Speed in there. They're gonna put Speed Keanu.
No,
Speed.
no, I don't want to see it.
A Dark Horse in there, and it's gonna be the most stupidest one. And if you can sell it and sell out, dude, props to you.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Bill and Ted.
I was gonna say, will be a Bill and Ted reference,
where he's just on a telephone booth, time traveling, just doing one of these.
Yeah, something like that, right? But you know what's not going to be mentioned? The ones that not much people have seen. You know what Keanu Reeves that I personally like? Street Kings.
I never watched it.
You didn't even know. See, you didn't even know. Street Kings is like amazing.
I've never just seen Street Kings in general.
Oh, it's so good. His car in Street Kings.
Oh, sorry. Eric Hines, we're talking about the Keanu Reeves writing the new book for Boom Studios, Berserker. not
Yeah,
spelled how you think.
Yeah, Berserker. So there's going to be a lot of reference in those. Those are the 5 most referenced book. Now, if you are going to get those variant covers, just know that those 5, and mark my words right now, you heard it here first. Okay, those are the 5 that you're going to see of these variant covers, and there's going to be at least 6 exclusive covers that's dedicated to the first 2.
To the Matrix alone.
Just the Matrix. That's it. Just the Matrix alone.
And there's going to be some weird collaboration between a lot of them. One of them is Neo standing right before he got shot. One of them seeing the bullets come at him. Some other exclusive for some of the companies him already bent down. And it's just going to be a whole thing.
It's just going to be. I'm predicting that this will come close to as much exclusive as Action Comics 1000.
Or what Norland said. Someone's going to do like about 7 or 6 exclusive covers, but it's Keanu evolving from all his different roles till Berserker.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's true. They're going to be doing that too as well.
It's going to be both great and disappointing.
Yeah, let me put it this way, okay? This book is going to be a great book for every comic book store who's thinking of doing this and just ruining it by doing what Norland just said. You guys are dicks. This is a great book. Stop trying to fucking overpopulate shit.
Stop taking Tim's idea that Norland did not just copyright.
It's a thing.
He's just mad because we said it out loud and now he can't.
like for the first volume, like there's an exclusive for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just like what you should have done is like for anybody crumple up a paper, for anybody who was thinking that idea was great, you guys are horrible.
You guys are dicks.
So what was your idea for the covers? Like all of the ones I just said.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there is a comic book store out there. I'm pretty sure there is. Okay?
Doing this.
That they're gonna do the whole thing. Like him evolving, like him through the ages. Like issue 1, it's like prehistoric thing. Oh no, not even prehistoric. Yeah, close to that.
No, prehistoric Keanu, because that's where he 80,000 years ago. That's probably where
he caveman Keanu.
And then slowly become Bill and Ted, Speed.
Yeah, you got like
Dracula.
Yeah.
Neo. Just Keanu.
Just Keanu.
Because there was a movie just Keanu.
Speed and all that stuff.
Little cat.
Yeah.
Don't forget, there is a Keanu Reeves did voice over a cat.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Keanu.
Keanu.
My god, that's right. We called you out now. Whoever comic book store it is that's thinking Keanu, that we called you out already. Too bad. Yeah. We already know what your plans are.
Yeah. You think you want no? Don't you think I would not know whose voice acting careers I follow?
Like we know, we already fucking know. We fucking called you out now.
Yeah, you were all sneaky. It's like, why is there just a cat?
It's like, oh, that's right. You know what? No one's gonna do that cat thing. Because technically it's not him. It's like, what? No,
just
voice. Here's what or that Netflix movie, Always Be My Maybe. Always Be My Maybe.
The crazy boyfriend.
Yeah, the crazy boyfriend, Keanu.
The crazy boyfriend that's great at sex with fake glasses.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I miss your spirit. Here's what I will tell you though. The funny thing is when this news broke, the first thing that came to my mind is every single role that Keanu Reeves have played is now in one perfect timeline that he is immortal. Because Berserker is playing on the fact that there was a meme that he's immortal. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's not a very new concept, but I think with it's a very easy, likable story.
Yeah,
but you can do a lot with a character that's lived for a long time.
Yeah, But what I'm saying is that the reason Berserker came about is because there was a meme saying that he was immortal because there was a photo that looks like him and all that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the covers is just some Renaissance dude that looks like Keanu Reeves.
That one, yes. You too. What comic book store you are? We just called you out now too as well. The meme ones. Oh man, we can just do this all day. Like
yeah, technically he really does throw himself out. But also, don't forget in the timeline, right in between John Wick and Neo, there'd be just a tiny little cat.
Yeah, that's true.
And then right back up to human.
But that is the topic for this week. Tell us what you guys think. Give us an email. Give us a DM. I will end our discussion with the Keanu thing with this though. Oh, Scan it Darkly. There you go. There's another one. Scan it Darkly. Scan it Darkly.
Man, there's a lot of Keanu movies I've not seen.
I know, right? We're gonna end this discussion with Keanu before we end the show by saying, you know, it'd be nice if there was a CGC signing event for Keanu's book.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice.
It would be nice.
So next week, it would be. So next week, we are going to be talking about a couple of things that's going to be coming out in terms of books coming out for October. We're going to talk about all the books, the pre-orders. The pre-orders are going to be up in the next week and a half or so, as well as we have some news tomorrow concerning the 2 exclusive variant covers that we have currently right now, which is the 7 Secrets as well as the X Factor #1. X Factor #1 comes out in 2 weeks, not this week coming, but the following week on the 29th. That will be coming out.
Too late.
Yeah, we have that coming out too as well, but we have an announcement on that tomorrow. And then Free Comic Book Summer is still going on this Wednesday. On Tuesday, we'll make a small announcement too as well. We found some more books for Firepower, just to let you guys know, for Firepower #1. So we'll make that available for you guys too as well. What's so funny?
Nathaniel's last comment.
What did he say? It would be funny if Nicolas Cage was the bad guy. Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't think anybody's big brain for that though.
Well, whoever comic book store it is, you've been called out. You've been called out.
It's like, hey, let's make something that's not even part of the book.
Yeah, man, you know what's gonna happen? People are just gonna be on IMDb and just searching like Keanu Reeves stuff. They're gonna go all the way down to his Frosted Flakes commercial that he did like when he was
really. I hated Frosted Flakes.
Or they're even gonna go and do a beach background with Keanu Reeves and the sunset, because he mentioned in Jimmy Fallon that he was gonna have like a Hollywood name. It was like Brian something. I think it's.
Or they're just gonna make the Jimmy Fallon set and they just have Berserker there.
Comic book store, you've been called out. Whoever you are, you've been called out.
We can make an entire like eulogy, like episodic episode saying like
we should just do that next. We should just do that next week. Like just call out all
covers for Berserker that we've called you out on before they came out.
So, but yeah, so all that. So look forward for the next 2-3 days. There's gonna be announcements coming out. Again, I told you guys you're gonna be getting tired of us because we've been gonna be announcing. The first 2 months there was not much announcement, but now it's time to start to get going now. So there's gonna be announcement after announcement. So look forward to those announcements starting tomorrow. But until then, we'll see if we can get weekly Wednesdays. Oh, sorry guys. We'll see if we can get weekly Wednesdays up and running again. I know that we've been busy a little bit, so we haven't had weekly Wednesdays. So, but we're gonna make some announcements coming up Announcement's going to be coming up on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. On Tuesday, I'll tell you guys this right now. Tony Skeplik's interview. It's going to be posted on Wednesday on CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. So head over there, and then Tony's going to be talking about his process on 7 Secrets and how he did them, and then what else he has in mind. But that's about it. Any last few comments in here? Thank you. Someone took all 10 Firepowers books at once. I was bummed I didn't get one. Don't worry, Nate. We got some more. We don't let me put it this way. Don't ask how we got it. We did some favors. We moved some things around. Maybe Lewis did that. But we got some more. We'll have it available this Wednesday, 10 a.m. For free. So go ahead and log on to our website, comicscorppromotions.com, and then you'll see it there. Lewis, any lasting words for our people? Your mic is on mute.
So before we send it all out to social media, shouldn't you send out that to everybody on your newsletter or all that first by an hour, and then?
Well, right now it's a little bit too late, and it's Sunday. Not much people will open their emails, so it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. It'll be sent out in an email, and then the official announcement again on around 2-3 hours later. So check your emails and then check the social media. It'll be there too as well. Anything else, Lewis?
Yeah, I said save me one, but you sold them all anyway, you bastard.
I got you one. Don't worry, man. Because everybody wants it. Apparently it's going crazy online right now. So
I just like reading it.
That's about it. So thank you for spending your time with us this week, guys. We'll see if we can get weekly Wednesdays going again. But until then, just text or email us if you guys have any questions. Peace out.